Yo, what's going on, everybody? This is Don't Talk Sports. My name is Dylan. In today's video, what we're going to discuss is we're going to talk about Jeudy, which is officially traded for by the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns traded a 2024 5th round pick and a 2024 6th round pick for Jeudy. Now, obviously, I'm a Browns fan. I am excited for this trade. I wanted him going back about 2 years. I was praying the Browns would trade for him. He wasn't traded for. Then there was speculation of other teams to trade for him. And then here this morning, I woke up and I saw Cleveland Browns have officially traded for Jeudy. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to talk about two different things. We're going to talk about it from the Broncos perspective of why they're getting rid of him, and then we're going to talk about it from the Cleveland Browns perspective as to why I'm excited for him and how exactly this is going to impact the Browns, because obviously we have been talking all off season about what are the Browns going to do. Are they going to trade for a receiver? Are they going to go to the draft for a receiver? Because we do need a second receiver, kind of add on to Amari Cooper, and now we have a problem possibly solved. So like I said, we're going to break it all down. So without further ado, we're going to get straight into this. So if you go to enjoy it, as always, make sure you're going to drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. But without further ado, let's get into it. All right, now first up, as you can see, it was reported from Adam Schefter, Cleveland Browns are sending Denver a 2024 5th round pick and 2024 6th round pick to complete the trade for Jeudy. Last season, he had 54 catches for 758 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I do remember that was with Russell Wilson as a quarterback, and I do realize he's going to then be moving on now with Deshaun Watson as a quarterback. People think Deshaun Watson is not that good. We'll see as time goes. And the other little nugget that we got to throw in is that he was a 2020 first round pick. He's currently on the last year of his contract, which was his 5th year option, where he is set to make about $13 million this year. So what exactly this means is he's going to be on the last year of his contract. We're basically just saying we gave up 2 late round who care picks for a receiver that hopefully we can go all in this year. And for anybody curious about what is his kind of like, I guess you could say ceiling or possible ceiling, he his best year was in 2022. He had 6 touchdowns, 67 catches, and 972 yards. So he has the capability with a good receiver. Say Amari Cooper is the number 1. Amari Cooper is getting like the 100 catches, hopefully plus 1,000 yards. Jeudy can be right there beside him, maybe getting like 80 catches to like 1,000 to 1,050 yards, maybe like 5 or 6 touchdowns. If we can get that kind of production out of him, I'd be golden with that. Now, for anybody that might be wondering, okay, how exactly the Browns going to be able to afford him? Like we know, it's a $13 million cap hit. This is a website here, overthecap.com. I'll put a link to this website down in the description. It's basically where every single NFL team's cap space is tracked. And right here, I have all the Cleveland Browns kind of cap pulled up. And so far for the year 2024, you can see right here, we have about $17 million created cap space free. We've been restructuring contracts. Denzel Ward, Deshaun Watson, Myles Garrett, I think, got restructured. Jedrick Wills got restructured. His 5th year option. It's the last year of his contract, but we still somehow restructured it. We restructure a lot of contracts in Cleveland. So with the way the cap is working this year, we're easily going to be able to fit in that $13 million in our cap space. And then for anybody that might be wondering, okay, what if we decide to sign him back? Well, that's where we get a little bit tricky next year. Right now, the projected cap space, kind of the way it's going, we are projected to have about maybe $7 million in cap space next season. But then again, we have to wait till we see what the cap number is next year. And then as the years kind of go on, you can see the total cap space. It goes up and up for us, but that's because we have a weird way. Andrew Berry has a weird way of kind of restructuring the number. And I think if we were to sign Jeudy to a, like, not max extension, but a 3-year, 4-year contract extension, $20 million a year, kind of like with Amari Cooper, we could do something like that because we could stretch it from 2024 into 2027, maybe 2028, and you can see the cap number. We can easily afford it. Now, as you can see right here from ESPN.com, you can see all the Browns receivers. I have them kind of pulled up here, brought it down. You can see every single Browns receiver, starting with David Bell, Amari Cooper, Jalen Darden, Marquise Goodwin, Jakeem Grant Sr., Elijah Moore, James Prochet II, Cedric Tillman, Austin Watkins, and Michael Woods II. Those were every receiver that we had last season. This season, obviously, a lot of them are going to change. Marquise Goodwin, he was only a 1-year deal. James Prochet, I think he was a 1-year deal. Austin Watkins, he was a free agent or like a practice squad got a guy. Michael Woods, I think it's been reported that we're going to be releasing him this season in the offseason whenever we get through preseason games. After that, we're going to let him go. So to kind of look at the way the Browns roster would look as receivers, I'd say this, looking at the receivers that we had last year compared to what we could have this year, the way I would love our wide receiver room to look, obviously Amari Cooper, number 1 receiver. Jeudy now could be the number 2 receiver, maybe number 3 receiver. If we put Jeudy at the number 2, Elijah Moore, if we can have him stay in Cleveland and we can put him at the number 3, put him in the slot, that'd be nuts. And then obviously we could then have the rotational guys like Cedric Tillman and David Bell can step in. Like I said, Marquise Goodwin, if we can get him back on another 1-year deal, that'd be nice. But then the other guys, like I said, Michael Woods, gone. Austin Watkins, if he wants to be a practice squad guy, good. James Prochet, if we decide to keep him, that'd be nice. And then the other receiver that I think is a little bit fishy in my opinion, Jakeem Grant. He has been with us. He signed the 3-year deal, but then he got the Achilles injury, and then last year he had the ACL injury, and it's just every year he's been hurt. I don't really know if we're really going to keep him that much. I mean, he's 31, and with the injuries, I feel like Andrew Berry's going to find a way to just say, it's time, you can go now. Now, what exactly does Jerry Jeudy kind of bring to the Browns offense? He brings size, he brings some speed. At Alabama, he was labeled as the best receiver in the entire nation. I think he won the Biletnikoff Award that year, his final year at Alabama. Correct me in the comments, but I think the guy knows how to play wide receiver, if you ask me. Denver was just not the right situation for him. He's never had a decent quarterback to throw on the ball. He's always been able to put up like subpar to average stats, even with these subpar quarterbacks. I think now with a competent offense, competent quarterback, a run game, something to kind of help get some play action going, and he can really, I think he can really thrive in this offense. Like I said, he's got size, he's got speed, he's got good hands. At Alabama, he had some great fucking hands there, and if those hands can translate to the NFL in the Cleveland Browns offense, I think with what Ken Dorsey coming in as the offensive coordinator, I think they can really do some great things there. Now, the big question, like I said, is going to be, is the Cleveland Browns going to be able to sign to an extension? Are we going to be able to say, hey, we just traded for you, that's nice, but let's go ahead and get a contract extension done, maybe a 2-year, 3 years, something. And I think max for him, for the production he's shown in his career, $20 million at max is what we'll be able to give to him. I think he's going to want to be able to come in and prove, this is going to be like a proven deal for him. If he can go out there and ball out with Cleveland, then next year he can go to every single team if he wants to and say $30 million minimum. But I don't see it happening. If that happens, good job for him. But I think if Cleveland's smart and we want to go ahead and solidify the wide receiver room, depending on what Mark Cooper does, if he decides to ask for a lot of money after the season and we say, okay, we're going to move on with Jerry Jeudy, can we sign Jerry Jeudy to like the $20, $25 million maximum and say, let's get this done now and let's have you be our franchise wide receiver for Deshaun Watson going forward. Ultimately, it's a great move by the Cleveland Browns. I would have liked to go on more the draft route, like see kind of could any of these first round guys maybe fall? Could any of these like guys like Levet, the South Carolina wide receiver, could he maybe fall to us? That's the route I would have gone, but last time I checked, Andrew Berry, he does not play around. And he's cooking this morning. Great trade by the Cleveland Browns. Good job. And for the Denver Broncos, here's kind of where I would look at it for them. Obviously, with the Russell Wilson trade or release, they have about like $80 million in dead cap money. They got to unload some pieces now. I realize the cap space just went up this past season, but the cap of Russell Wilson, that kind of hits into it a good bit. They're going to have to eat a lot of dead money to be able to afford some of those players. And when it comes to a lot of the other players, they kind of have to go through and pick and choose. Okay, are there any guys on 1-year deals? Because there anybody that we can release? And obviously, they looked at Jerry Jeudy and they said, we can release him. We can let him walk. He's on a 1-year deal. We haven't got much out of him, and they probably went to Sean Payton and said, hey, is he in your future? Do you see him in the future with your offense? And Sean Payton said no, so they released him. For Denver, it was a smart move. For Cleveland, it was a smart move. Smart moves all around, and I like it. But other than that, I think I'm going to wrap it up there. Hopefully, you guys did go on to enjoy today's video. If you did enjoy, as always, make sure you go and drop a like on today's video. Be very much appreciated if you do so. If you wanted to watch the entirety of today's video, thank you very much. And like I said, if you have a different opinion on the whole thing, if you think it's a good trade, bad trade, whatever you may think it is, leave your complete opinion down in the comment section down below. Be more than welcome to talk about with you guys. If you're a fan of the content that I do post here and you want to go and hit that big red subscribe button, feel free to do so. And do not forget to hit that little notification bell to be notified the second I post. But without further ado, this has been Dylan Talk Sports. Have a great day. Peace.